Welcome to GameStuffed. I'm Josh.
And I'm Will.
And we're here to bring you our entire collection. See, normally we would not do this because normally a lot of people seem to do like room tours and stuff, but our collection is so small that we kind of want to throw out there what all we have, and just being this is kind of a vlog channel, we want to kind of have you guys follow along in the process as our collection grows. So, without further ado, let's get right to it.
Alright.
This will be for the NES. Family Feud. Don't know how well you can see that, but...
Alright. And then we also have Shooting Range.
Common one, Bubble Bobble. Sorry if my fingers are in the way.
Another pretty common one is Dr. Mario.
I'm terrible at Tetris games.
I'm good at Tetris, but Dr. Mario, I'm just...
Yeah, it's a little bit more... It's different.
It is.
And we have Tecmo Bowl. What? I'm not big on sports game, but hey, it's fun for what it is.
I'm not a big sports game fan either, and like Josh said, it's fun for what it is. Alright, and then of course we have Ninja Gaiden, or Gaiden.
I have never actually tried to play that. Maybe I will try to torture myself with that sometime in the future.
And yeah, I would have to do that too. I've played a little bit, but it's so terribly hard.
How far did you make it?
Maybe stage 2, 3.
Good job. Good job.
It's pretty difficult.
Super Mario Brothers 3. Of course, not the rare one where the brothers is underneath. Is it the
the rare one is where Brothers is right above his hand. Under the M.
I see. Well, of course we have this, and I don't think this really needs an introduction.
The game's so good, it's a sin. Alright, and then one maybe not a lot of people know of, but a pretty decent game is Foxanadu. Which you
can get that rather cheaply. It's a pretty good Castlevania clone, I guess you could say, if you want to call it that. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out.
And then
anything? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if you wanted to add anything. Yo Noid. Yep, another mascot game.
'Cause they're so great.
What? Was he? He's a mascot for Pizza Hut, right, or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Avoid the Noid. Pretty common is Metroid. No collection can be complete without it.
Yeah, ours is far from complete, though. I gotta say, I recently played that. I had fun with it, even though the controls were kind of wonky, so to say. I still, since I hadn't played Super Metroid before it, I could appreciate it for what it was.
A decent game.
Right.
Very, very decent.
Pinball Quest. Yeah. An obscure game that is kind of... They went all out with their idea and just... It's
Well,
It's awfully kind of terrible in a way, but
they achieved the title. It is a pinball quest.
yeah, it has its charm, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And then, Color a Dinosaur. Found this game, didn't think anything of it, got it at a yard sale, in a bundle with 3 other NES games, and for $1. All of it for $1, so I essentially got this for 25 cents. And turns out to be a pretty rare little game for about $40 for a loose cartridge.
Yeah, I never heard of it, and I wouldn't have thought twice either. I would have thought of it as just a cheap NES game.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. Where's Zelda 1? We still need to buy it. But this is different. Never got a chance to really play it yet, so I can't comment on it, but we have it.
Me either. So, and then another good classic is Castlevania. And you know,
Maybe not as hard as that Ninja Gaiden, however you want to call it.
not as hard at all. No, definitely not as hard. Just gotta watch those Medusa heads.
Haven't beaten it though, so I can't really comment on it. There's actually a lot of NES games I have not beat.
Same here.
But Final Fantasy, which the cartridge actually looks pretty decent. And yeah, what else is there to say? It did for RPGs. Just RPGs would be nothing without it, pretty much. I mean, yeah.
Almost kind of inventing.
Yeah, I was
the
trying to
genre.
think of the word, and yeah, I couldn't get it out.
And then we don't have Castlevania 2, but we do have Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse.
Have you played any of it yet?
I have not, actually. I haven't played, I haven't got a chance to play this one yet, but...
Do you know you can switch between characters on it?
Yes, I have heard about that.
Yeah.
And it sounds really good. And from what people have said, it's a really good
As
Castlevania
far
game.
as Castlevania games, I think it's the debut of Alucard.
Gotcha.
I think. Don't quote me on that. And to get the one that started RPGs, or not started, but on the NES, Dragon Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy was 10 times better in every way, but you can't dismiss this game.
You can't have Final Fantasy without Dragon Warrior. And that's our NES so far.
Alright, now we're gonna do our SNES collection.
Yep.
Let's start off. We have here Star Fox. Yeah, and it's a pretty good game, as all of you know, so, and that's why we have it.
And then have Super Mario All-Stars. The game where you finally got to play Lost Worlds. The true Super Mario Brothers 2 that was never released in the US.
Yeah, and it's still too hard for us.
It's true. True.
Yay! Yay for mascot games. Cool Spot. Yep, that's Cool Spot. No subtitle. And it is a platformer. Unlike its, I don't know if it was its sequel, but we'll actually get to that later.
Yep. And who could go without Super Mario World? You know, gotta have it for the Super Nintendo. So
I just about made a stupid comment, but I won't go there. Not really a game, just... Isn't this like, some... to download the Super Scope 6 or something?
I think it has some games on it.
It does?
Yeah, I think it has like mini games.
Okay,
for
well...
the Super Scope.
Well, Super Scope 6. Woohoo! Yeah, we don't have a Super Scope yet.
And then, yes, one of those gems, Mega Man X, which you actually picked this one up.
Yes, I did. I mean, it's not really too rare. It's actually pretty common, but it's not necessarily the cheapest of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the NES Mega Mans are a lot more than what that is.
It's true.
Donkey Kong Country. And yes, I have not really touched the first one.
They're two.
Actually, recently I actually have, I guess. But I played through with a friend, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I just had to think about it for a second.
I could never get anywhere in them. Donkey Kong Country I always found really hard. Harder than some of the other games.
Yeah.
But that might just be me. So, we have an LJN game.
Oh no.
The Incredible Crash Dummies.
That'd be my fault too. I have a weird sense of humor about getting him like all these mascot games and stuff like that, just stuff he wouldn't even think of, and that's how it ends up here. Yeah.
They're a fun play. fun to just play with, a friend around, and good laugh,
Basically for laughs, and
yeah.
It's an awful game, trust me. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. The one I played the most, and probably my favorite out of the Donkey Kong Country series, because I probably played it the most. Yeah.
Simple as that.
Though, I've gone to the last boss, but never beat him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I haven't played it in years, so I probably am very, very bad at it.
And then, we have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
That is kind of actually like a spin-off, in a way, because it was made to cater to the more new people to RPGs, so the story is real simple, the combat is real simple. It was just made to introduce people to RPGs, I think, is what it's explained as.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Thought you might want to know that.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
So
I've never played it personally, I just know of it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, going on down the line, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kon's Double Trouble. I've never played this one. That's all I have to say.
Me either. The first one kind of got me. I couldn't get through it, so. And then we have Scooby-Doo games, Scooby-Doo Mystery, which it's all right. My girlfriend likes Scooby-Doo games, so I in turn have a bunch of them, and it's just one of the ones I have. So
I'm just gonna say no comment because I have never touched that game. Tetris and Dr. Mario. Probably should pay more attention to make sure I'm holding these straight. But yeah, it's 2 games in 1, as the cover says. One or 2 players.
Good games at that. So. I mean,
and it's like a player's choice. I think that's what the gold
Yeah.
label instead of the red stands for.
Mm-hmm. And then, pretty interesting and it's pretty fun, actually, is Cubert 3. And
Yep, another one of my crazy buys for him. Like,
I gotta say, I enjoy it. I really do.
and here is an, oh my gosh, I played this one before. Mario is Missing. I can't remember if I beat this. Like a point and click adventure, I guess, in a way. But not really point and click, but just an adventure where you gotta find clues and stuff like that. Gotta do stuff in a certain order, and just, if you enjoy that stuff, you'll probably like Mario is Missing.
I've never played it, so no comment. And then Kirby's Avalanche, which is another puzzle game, which, it's alright. I mean, I find it alright. I wouldn't choose it over Tetris, but, you know, that's just me.
I've never played it. And another game we just can't play, Mario Paint. Alright, why did I say another game? But,
well,
the Super Scope we don't have either, so
yeah.
we need a mouse.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that in the future.
Which, I don't know, I've never played it.
Well, let me see the cover. Maybe I think I played a Tom and Jerry game on the Sega Genesis. I can't remember.
Mm.
I remember there being a Lego type level base, but that's about all I remember.
I think I remember some stuff about seeing things about it, but I can't recall.
Yeah.
And then Gradius 3, which I bought this on a whim, and you know, shooters are alright, you know, the side-scrolling shooters, and it's an alright game. I mean, I don't play those a lot, you know, but it's an alright game.
Well, it's definitely one of the more. I think it's one of the more popular ones up there with like R-Type and stuff.
Yep.
Which I heard is pretty hard. I've never personally played it. I probably should play it, but yeah.
We'll get to it.
And we actually, well. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay.
And don't forget the one underneath there.
Yeah. We have a Super Game Boy, just for, you know, all those Game Boy needs. And then
another nice accessory to have.
We have I bought this almost simply for the insert, but we have Chessmaster in the box.
Yeah, without the insert, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't have the insert.
Did it have the manual?
It does not. So,
oh,
yeah.
Sad face.
It's just the box. And the game, of course. Yeah.
Just a little something.
Yeah, it's the only other game. We have two games for the SNES that are boxed, and that's one of them. And then the other one is our gem of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is complete in the box.
Now, this is why people it's games like these that why people buy these games boxed.
Mm-hmm.
For one, okay, this ain't in the best shape, but you got the manual, which is it's colorful, it tells the story, but actually, well, I thought this one had.
It does.
It does. Oh, there it is. But yeah, and for little stuff like this, like this is why people buy box games.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, this is freaking awesome. I wish we still got this kind of packaging nowadays.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome.
It is.
Now, as far as these other two games, they are for the Super Famicom. And I got them basically, well, for the artwork, because they are much more nice to look at than the American versions.
Yes.
Although I can't read a lick of Japanese. This one, however, does not have the manual. I probably shouldn't say the name, Breath of Fire 2. Kinda popular RPG. Yeah. And then, actually, there was kind of more of a reason I picked up this other than artwork. I enjoy the Dragon Quest series. And Dragon Quest 6, although at the time I, for whatever reason, mistakenly called it the numeral 4, which this is not for. This is definitely nowhere near what 4's story is about. But this one actually has the manual and
the map.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, it's complete.
It is, and you know what? I want to show off the map just because.
I gotta say, I love how the Famicom had these plastic inserts. They're so much nicer.
Yeah, I didn't even notice how it was packed in there.
Yes. And you got, of course, your nice and colorful manual. You know.
With a bunch of Japanese text, but what?
Yep.
And here's your map. Which this one has not been doodled on
Yes.
at all. I'm guessing this is to like take notes of what towns are where and stuff like that. Which I find it awesome that we actually got one that wasn't used.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. And that pretty much does it for our Super Nintendo collection. Alright, now it's time to check out the N64 stuff. Alright.
Alright, you can go first.
Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. It just didn't grip my attention back then with like 007 and stuff like that, so I picked this up mainly because I remember playing it once and just, yeah, thought we'd see what it's about someday.
Alright, and then we have Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Have you played that? Because I haven't.
I have not, actually, and I picked it up at a garage sale and I haven't got to it. But I've heard the Turok games are kind of hit and miss for people.
Yeah.
I've heard they're you either like it or you don't. So.
Right. All right. Probably the first N64 RPG. Well, one of the first, if not the first. Quest 64. Yet another game I have memories of from just running around the very first area, pretty much. That's where my imagination went as a kid. I ran around the first little castle town area and just kind of made up my own story in this little mind of mine. Yeah.
It's what it's what you did. So. And then we have WWF Warzone, which just picked it up and hey, it's before WWE. But I've heard that this one.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I've heard that one's the bad one. We have a much better one.
Oh, I'm so glad I got to say this game. Bomberman 64.
Very fun.
We are gonna have to talk about this game someday, but yeah.
It's very fun. Very, very fun multiplayer.
Pick it up for multiplayer, that's all I have to say.
Yes. And then the better wrestling game that we have is WCW versus NWO World Tour, which is a decent game.
It is. There's obviously the big great one on N64, but that's where it all started for the N64 wrestling game. Space Invaders for the N64. This is Space Invaders for the N64. It's alright. I mean, it's got two-player mode. It's got bosses that you come to at the end of each like waves you go through. So it's kind of nice. I mean, I like it sometimes.
And then we have Mario Tennis for the N64, which
Waluigi debut.
pretty much what it.
Sorry, I like the character. I can't help myself.
I do too. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is about him, but he has a charm.
He was okay. There might have been two people that actually made star players on there, but Waluigi was the first one. Body Harvest. Now this may be because we never played it when it first came out, but this was one of the games we first tried and just the controls. Oh my gosh,
it's terrible.
Yeah,
I've heard people say it's a good game and everything, and it was a great game when it came out, but
maybe we just need to play it more. But I don't know if I can put myself through it. Maybe I will try one day, but until then, it's just gonna go right here.
Yeah, I'm right there too. I don't know. We have Mario Party 3, which you can't go wrong with a Mario Party game.
No, you can't, unless you don't have any other controllers.
Then you're gonna have a bad day.
And last but certainly not least right now, but yeah, Yoshi Story, which is basically, it's a kind of an easy platformer, I think. I mean, it's a Mario spin-off platformer. I don't really know what more to say. I mean, it does have its own unique characters, like the guy that you go through for the checkpoint. He has this big like hand sign thing, and he has kind of like an anteater snout or something like that. I don't remember his name, but he also has a trophy in Super Smash Bros. Melee, which I do remember that, so useful information, I know, right? And that is our grand N64 collection.